Right, I'm doing a demonstration. I racked my brains to try and come up with something that would be sort of interesting to people and useful for, especially for people who are learning to turn, because I know there's quite a few people who have joined the club who aren't experienced turners, so everybody needs to start somewhere and learn, and doing the sort of candlesticks. I mean, I started turning, can't remember way back, but I used to do quite a few candlesticks because my wife likes candlesticks and stuff, and tea light holders. Can you pan that camera around a bit? So I've got a little display here which just shows you the candlesticks and tea light holders that I have done in the past, and stuff my wife uses, which you can see, by all the candle wax on it. So if you're interested, you can have a look at that. You'll see most of them don't have inserts in. It's just it's just the wood. Put the candle in. The half log, just the wood, and put a tea light in. You can see the burn marks on there. And you can see some of the candlesticks have got burn marks on, and that's because the candle burns too far down, and you forget to put it out in time, and it starts burning the wood, which is why people, these days, especially if you want to sell the candlesticks and tea light holders, you've got to put inserts in them. It's a debatable point, I think, for tea light holders, because tea lights obviously are the wax inside the aluminium or whatever it is cup, so it's already got a holder in a way. So I don't think a tea light would set a tea light holder alight, but to sell it, you really got to play safe and put one of these things in. So I've got some for sale if anybody. A few really. That's just another type of tea light. You can stick a tea light candle in there. For the things like this sort of candlestick, obviously a candle hasn't got an aluminium cup on the bottom, so it is wise, I think, to put a little insert in like that. You can buy these from Axminster or Turner's Retreat and that sort, and there are some different types. It's changed over the years. You get these heavy brass ones. Can you see that? Yeah. You get these heavier brass ones, which are obviously more expensive, but I find that they're not very good for putting candles in, because they're quite wide, and they're also a funny shape. So the candles don't sit in there very easily unless you jam them in with something or melt the wax or whatever. This one is somewhat better. It's cheaper for a start, and it's more straight-sided and flat-bottomed, so you can get a candle in there. But to my mind, it's not really deep enough. You used to be able to get them like this that were about, 3 or 4 mil longer, so you could get more of the candle in there. But I can't find them anywhere these days. But so for a candlestick like this, you're probably wise to put an insert like that in. There's also, I've shown you the metal inserts that I've until recently I've never used a metal insert. It's only I saw a guy called Richard Kennedy demonstrating in Blythe a couple of months ago, and he was using these, particularly doing this shaped candle, and I thought, that's not bad, not a bad idea, because they're smaller than the glass one that I've got here. That's what I've used in the past, the glass one, and you can see the tea light holder over there has one of these in. But that's again, you used to be able to get these in IKEA for 25 pence or something, and now that they're selling at places like Turner's Retreat for £1.25 or something, or more, and I can't find them anyway. I mean, you must be able to buy them if places like Turner's Retreat can buy them, and I think it's Oliver's and Martin's says.
Try B&Q.
Well, I got my last lot of B&Q, but I didn't. I thought they'd stopped stocking them as well. Well, anyway.
The last ones I got were under a year ago.
All right.
And that was at B&Q.
Which B&Q?
Emerson Gate.
All right. Okay. So if you check B&Q, you might find some of these here. I got half a dozen 12 packs of these several years ago at the B&Q down in Silver Link near Newcastle, which I'm still working my way through, so I haven't needed to buy anymore. But if B&Q do stock them, then I haven't seen them on the website. But that's the that's the glass ones, which you'll see when I'm turning. These metal ones are actually slightly easier to use when you're putting them in, because you can drill a hole to that. Well, I can drill a hole to that because I've got the right size drill. I don't have the right size drill for this, plus the slightly tapered. But anyway, if I start a bit of turning, you might see that.